Welcome back to Character Select. Dave, Deus Ex Human Revolution. I'm not sure what that was, but hey, whatever. We're back. There was no episode last week because I wanted to give Tyler's front stage to show you guys Solasta, and apparently you guys really like that, so I'm glad you did. But
Reestablishing security system. See you soon, Mr. Jensen.
I'll see you soon. Whoa. Okay. We're going back downstairs. So we have to find... We're here to find Isaiah Sandoval. Sandoval is going to tell us what the deal is with the people that abducted Megan. Apparently he knows something. Hey?
You asshole, you cost me my job.
Slow down. What happened?
What happened? They found out I let you into the morgue. That's what happened. They canned me.
This again? You've been blaming others for all your crap.
Wayne, I'm sorry. You didn't deserve any of this.
Damn
You
right
didn't
I
ask for it.
That's the second time you screwed me over.
I know. And I want to make it up to you for everything you've been through. Sarif Industries lost a lot of good people in the last 6 months, and we could use someone like you.
Oh, really? You're not saying that just to say it.
Talk to HR. Tell them I recommend you. Corporate security pays more than being a cop, and you won't be stuck behind a desk.
Jeez, Yeah. Okay. I need the work, but this better be on the level.
It is. None of this is your fault, so let me make it right.
Yeah. I should sit down, you know? It's been a long week, and then all this crap, but thanks. I mean it.
You totally don't have to do that. Absolutely not required.
Never will condone these experiments. This company prides itself on maintaining a safe environment and an ethical
Super
approach
soldier
to
photos.
research
Right.
at all
There's a
times.
whole riot thing
We
happening.
invite
But we're gonna
critics
hack
and
this
members of
computer.
the UN to tour our facilities firsthand. They will find nothing but order, progress, and moral responsibility.
Looks as if the ball is now firmly in the United Nations court.
Oops.
Reporting to you
The
live.
only thing interesting, hi, the mirror you ordered for the penthouse bathroom arrived in our warehouse almost 4 weeks ago. This is your last reminder. If you don't pick it up right away, we'll have to ship it back. That bitch. Wow, okay. There's fire. It's been a long time since I made it this far in the game, so I don't necessarily remember everything that happens. But let's find the fuck out. So, here's the thing. You remember how, at the beginning of the game, everything was, and still kind of is, shaded in gold? And it was supposed to represent a golden age? Yeah, that's still here, but the thing is, it's now tinged with red and blue, and smoke. And fire.
The city's in flames and your whack-ass coppers are arresting taggers. No wonder the city's all fucked up.
Just because there's a riot doesn't mean it's suddenly legal to start spraying your gang signs all over the city. Damn eyesore, if you ask me.
Shouldn't you be guarding the morgue?
Shouldn't you be guarding the morgue? Apparently people have heard that I got in there. A lot of places for rent. Anti-augmentation riots erupt worldwide. Tonight across North America, Europe, Africa, and the Middle East, protesters are turning up in the tens of thousands to voice their opposition to unregulated human augmentation research by biotech corporations. Many have begun burning cars and looting businesses to get their point across. The violence erupted after satellite footage surfaced showing unidentified scientists performing torturous, vivisection-like experiments on teams of so-called augmented super soldiers. Images of the procedures have garnered near-universal condemnation from the international community. In Detroit, huge crowds have gathered in front of Sarif Industries. Swelling the protesters' numbers are those who had attended anti-augmentation crusader Bill Taggart's speech at the Mullins Convention Center. Heavily armed police units have been brought in to restore order. Artists Against Violence announced Concert for Peace. Oh, that's pretty nice. So, if this is a golden age, it's rapidly coming to an end. So you can still see the gold, but it's starting to get washed out.
Easy, man. Easy. I saw you throw that firebomb, you little shit. Wasn't me, man. You stay right there until the wagon gets here.
Please don't cross your arms while holding your combat rifle, sir. It's a bad idea. It's not a good time. Alright. Right, I have hyper-oxygenated blood, which means I can sprint for longer. So, yeah, shit is going down. None of it's good. But there's a few things that we want to do first, now that we're here.
Sorry, but we've diverted all the trams. There are no more coming to this station.
What?
How am I supposed to get home? Best thing to do is get outside the downtown area and catch a tram there.
But it's dangerous out there. The rioters, they tripped me from behind and stripped me of my purse.
Were there any witnesses?
Yeah.
Riots always kind of scare me. I've never been anywhere near a riot, but I definitely would not want to be.
I thought the police overreacted.
Yeah. As soon as that one guy threw the rock, the cops broke their perimeter and charged in.
Why didn't they just send a couple of guys to find the culprit instead of plowing through the crowd? That's what I was thinking. It just made the situation worse.
Because the police are under orders.
Jensen, you might want to get off the streets. It's not safe for anyone.
So, yeah. I can't get to Seraph Industries. And you can definitely see that all the gold here has been washed out. It's very cool. I love the theming in the visual sense. It's very, very good. This game just has style to spare. I love it.
What'll it be?
What can I sell you? Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Or that. Or that. Or that. Or that. Take all of those. Why not? You're just straight up selling heavy rifles? Jesus Christ, dude. That's gotta be illegal.
Always a pleasure.
Indeed. Did I drop anything? I did not. I have inventory space to spare, apparently. Okay, so... move? Can I not combine this with anything? Oh, I already maxed this one out. Okay, never mind. Gun nut! Finally got it. Money is basically worthless to me at this point for very obvious reasons in a few minutes, but... so this is where we want to go. This is the convention center. But I don't actually want to go there yet. I want to go to the limb clinic, which I don't remember where the hell that is. Although now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure... No, it's not. Okay. Oh, it's past the convention center. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Jensen, Sarif had me hack the convention center security logs for you. Sandoval signed out. He isn't there.
Taggart will know where he went.
You really think he'll tell you in the middle of a riot? In front of all the media?
He will if I ask real nice.
Well, if that doesn't work, he also has a dressing room backstage. Seems to me a man like Taggart must keep close track of his employees. Speaking of which, I also backtraced that breach in our own firewall. The one
yeah, I remember that.
opened but forgot to tell us about.
The one he was using right before he hired me. Right.
Looks like our boss was being chatty with a private detective named Brent Radford. He lives on Earl's Court. In case you want to get chatty with him, too.
Alright, cool. First, we're going to go to Lim. And spend all of our money, basically.
This isn't a good time, sir. We're trying to clear the streets.
Dude, I have more guns than you.
Will you be purchased?
I sure as heck will. 1, 2. Alright. Buy a hypostem as well.
Always a pleasure, sir.
So now we have 3 praxis points, and that's an awful lot. So let's finally upgrade our hacking to the max level. And our stealth to the max level. And then what? And then what indeed? Problem is, we have so many upgrades now that at this point there's very few things that are worth upgrading. Stealth Enhancer is nice to have. The Mark and Track system gets more front and center in the Mankind Divided. Cones of Vision is very helpful. I don't care about that. None of those are very helpful. I could sprint for basically 7.5 seconds. I don't think I've ever actually bought the aim stabilizer. But none of that matters, because we're just going to get more inventory space.
Dr. Chepkowski to OR.
Can't open that door. Visual Cortex, which I know we've seen before, so no big deal.
Listen, I probably don't know any more about this than you do.
I'm not sure what the hell you're talking about, but okay. Adam Jensen, standard deviation, unique autoimmune disorder, blah, blah, blah. So, I think I mentioned this in passing beforehand. I'm not sure exactly where you find it, but it might be actually in this part of the game. But the operations to bring Adam Jensen back to life and make him a super augmented person, they took off a perfectly fixable and perfectly functioning arm and a leg. And they did it because they could. Because Seraph wanted a superhuman cyborg badass. Because it was in his contract. And that's not really cool. Okay, but first things first, we got side quests galore to do here, so let's go do some side quests. Now, I'm pretty sure that this is supposed to be like, oh man, look how out of control gas prices have gotten. Gas prices used to be higher than that. Like, not even 3 years ago. Maybe 4 years ago, something like that. Not too long ago, basically.
You okay, sweetheart?
I'm a little shaken up, but I'm just glad we got off the streets.
I almost shit myself when that group of cops came blazing around the corner.
We were seconds from getting trampled.
Good people looking out for each other.
Training exercises for augmented soldiers? How did they think this was going to go over with the public?
I haven't seen the footage, so I'm not going to make any assumptions.
Smart person.
Yeah, and it's exactly what people are saying it is.
How can you say that? It's so easy to doctor footage these days. The first moon landing? Hello?
Sorry. Oh my god, please don't tell me that the first moon landing was fake. Or any of the moon landings were fake. They were not. It's funny how there's a bunch of people that say, oh my god, the moon landings were faked, when the conspiracy to cover up the fact that the moon landings were faked is far, far more complicated than just going to the fucking moon. Like, holy shit, people. Hello?
Stay a while. You mind taking your shoes off? I just had the floors waxed. And if you wouldn't mind tidying up a little.
If you don't shut up, I'm gonna put another bullet in you.
Yeah, real tough guy. 5-on-1 and you still had to shoot me. Piece of shit.
Just hope they find what we're looking for your sake.
They won't, because I gave them the wrong code. Yeah, that's right, asshole. What now, tough guy? You gonna shoot me? Again?
We have ways of getting around security. How do you think we got into this shithole?
First, you break in, shoot me in the gut, tear the place up, and now you insult my digs? That's cold, man.
But please shut up.
And you better plan on replacing my rug. That one really tied the room together.
You don't seem like a nice guy, so I'm just gonna choke you out here. Hi. Alright?
Jensen? Oh, Christ.
Brent Radford?
In the flesh. For now.
How do you know my name? What happened here?
Answers for favors. There's a trauma kit I keep somewhere around here. Find it.
You need a doctor. I'll get help.
No time. They could be back any minute. Find the kit quickly if you want answers.
I'll be back.
Yeah, he said the thing. I have to sneeze. Oh my god. Oh, my brains are all scrambled now. Alright. Boop. You can easily screw this up.
The kid? Oh, sweet Jesus. The pain. Morphine.
This should help with the pain. Now tell me what's going on.
Those sons of bitches. I should have seen it coming. I knew from the moment Sarif got spooked that this case would come back and bite me in the ass.
Sarif. So you're the investigator he hired to run a background check on me?
Detective. Or I was, until... Christ, fuck it. It hurts enough just trying to breathe. Point is, the goons that did this to me, professionals. I think your boss pissed off the wrong people, trying to dig up your dirt.
What people? What did you find?
No time to go into details. My storage unit, the sons of bitches, they're headed there now. Sarif had me uncover a ton of shit on you. Stuff even you don't know. Your parents, your real parents. The tests, the fire. What are you, Jensen? Some kind of freak?
Focus, Radford.
I mothballed the case in storage. It's in an alley. Behind the bank. Your files are there. But Michelle knows. Michelle knows more. You need to stop them. Fuck. You robot. This is all your fault. Give me another shot. Morphine. Or go fuck yourself.
Focus, Radford.
Ah, that hit the spot. I think I could get used to this stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of the problem.
Hey, I'm feeling a little more talkative. Already. Robot.
Who did this to you?
Guys in suits. One of them, David or Daniel, something like that. British accent. He was in charge. Talked about a Mr. Gray. They were in a hurry. 4 of them. Not counting the one they left behind. Well-armed, disciplined. I didn't stand a chance. Maybe that metal corpse you call a body will do better than mine did.
What were they looking for?
You robot. They wanted my information on you. Someone powerful has their eyes on you and is very interested in your past.
You mentioned someone named Michelle. Who's Michelle?
Your guardian angel.
Who is she?
Tell me, do robots even believe in angels?
I'm not a
Or did
robot,
they take that
dick.
out of you? Did they take that away? You know, your soul, when they built you?
Dude, I have blades in my arm. I'm gonna stab
What was
dude.
it
Keep
like?
this shit up.
When you died, Jensen?
I know you're in a lot of pain, and the morphine is...
Just find her before they do. You owe her that much.
I'm leaving, but I'll call in an ambulance. You'll be okay.
No. Those fucking animals. I can't move anything. I was turning around, pulling my gun when the first bullet hit me. The second one, they fucking paralyzed me.
I'm sure it's not as bad as you think. It might be a reaction to the morphine.
I know what morphine does. I also know what a 9mm round fired at less than 10 meters does to the thoracic vertebrae on impact.
You need a doctor.
Explosion.
Fix that.
I ain't turning into no freak. Even if I could afford the surgery, the augments, I'd rather die than be half a machine. And I sure as hell ain't gonna live the rest of my life in a wheelchair, shitting in a goddamn diaper.
Radford.
Listen, I know there's still a few more morphine shots. Another 2 should do the trick. Please, this is as close as I'm gonna get to begging you. Don't leave me like this. You owe me that much.
Why do you hate augmentation so much?
Because it ain't right. You can't go changing the way things are. You can't replace the real thing with an imitation. It ain't right. It ain't natural.
It can save your life.
No, you lose more than what gets left behind on the chopping block. You should know this by now.
Neither is suicide.
Don't you fucking judge me, robot.
Dude, I will
You don't
continue.
know what I've been through. Come on. This should be easy for you. I know Sarif didn't put blades in those arms just so you could trim the
There's
edges.
blades in here? I haven't used them.
Why do you...
Because
it can...
No.
I understand. But technology, it's different now. It can help you. You could still live a normal life.
A normal life? What would you know about a normal life? Did technology really help you, Jensen? I think it made you a monster. Sarif didn't give you your life back. He just made you better at taking it away from others.
So now I have the option to activate pheromones. I think he's in alpha?
I don't think you really want to die, Radford. I think you're just scared. I was scared too. I didn't ask for any of this, just like you didn't ask for a bullet in the gut. But you can't blame me, or Sarif, or technology for what's happening here.
I wouldn't be in this mess if it wasn't for you and your damn past. I never should have taken the job, but I needed the work, the money. Even if I wanted to, I can't afford the fucking augmentation surgery. And I can't live like a cripple for the rest of my life.
Living through adversity is what makes us human. It's not flesh and blood or even bone that defines us. I might be more machine than flesh, but I'm still alive. I'm still human.
You got heart. For a robot, I'll give you that. Tell you what, I'll play along with this little after-school special you got going on here. I'll get through this, but not because of this lovey-dovey bullshit charade. I'll live for the truth, for revenge. Whoever hired those suits, I'm going after those sons of bitches. I don't care how deep this rabbit hole goes.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah. And Jensen. I don't know how bad you think your wounds
were.
But your boss, your friend
Sarif,
they
butchered you. I love that line. It's so good.
You were an experiment, a test. But he's the one that made you a weapon. Almost makes me feel bad for you. Almost.
that line is just so good. I don't know how bad you think you're injured, but your friend, they butchered you. And they're right. He's right. Absolutely.
Pritchard, I located Radford. He was attacked by men in suits. Private security, Secret Service types. I'm going after them.
What about Radford? Did you get anything out of him?
He's in pretty bad shape. You need to call it in. Get an ambulance to his apartment stat.
Got it. And Jensen, don't get yourself killed. Okay?
Oh, Francis. I didn't know you cared.
Don't flatter yourself. I care about the security of this company. You getting yourself killed compromises that. So don't be stupid.
Boop. There we go.
Of course he is. I know Mr. Gray is landing tonight. We're working on it, yeah. Listen, believe me, we tried. The old man proved resilient. We left someone behind to watch him. If we need, we can go back, but I'm not sure how much more it will take. That's why we need Smith. We tried that already. Look, you can't get the safe open. That's why if you could, send Smith down.
You're the British guy, huh?
Thank you, sir. Now we'll contact you as soon as we have the information.
Fuck you.
Huh? Stop him! What was that?
Ah, damn it. Didn't realize I was so low on energy. Alright. Well, that's fine. Probably fine. Little fine. Chomp. Why am I using my pistol? I really should be using stun gun. So, I will admit that until right now, I had no idea who these guys were working for. Not even a little bit. Because I don't think I've ever necessarily listened to that entire conversation. Ooh, hello. Mr. Gray's travel itinerary, it's imperative you extract the information concerning his interests with the utmost discretion. You can't afford to tip off the target or Seraph. Trust that you'll exercise due diligence on this matter and be done before Mr. Gray reaches Detroit. So whoever Mr. Gray is, he's going to from London to Prague. Singapore to London to Prague. Or no, Singapore to Prague, Prague to London, London to Detroit. Interesting. Chomp. Gentlemen, behold! I hope that didn't kill you. Thank you. So here's this. God, you're oblivious. Alright, well, sucks to be all of those guys, I guess. Okay, so. Bradford. Boop. And a scoot. Thank you. So good work, Brent. Keep it up. Psych evaluation. I found Adam Jensen's psych evaluation following that SWAT incident with the augmented T, and I managed to sneak a look at the folder, but I couldn't copy it, at least not yet. I'll be honest with you, the psych eval doesn't paint a pretty picture. Mentions problems of authority figures, disregard for the chain of command, anger management issues, and potential PTSD. Here's the thing. When you hired me, you said you wanted me to read between the lines? So here it is. The evaluation reads like fiction. I'm thinking a pissed-off superior wanted Jensen off the force and had the evaluation worded to read like just cause. But most of the rank and file I spoke to respected and liked Jensen. They thought he was a real straight shooter, even though the SWAT incident soured his reputation a little. Still, even my source liked him enough to want to keep his psychic valve buried. Sorry. Hey, Redford, here's a little nugget I gleaned off the PC of your man's bow, or X-bow. I was hoping to get more, but some nuclear snake was hounding my trace and I had to jump networks. When I tried to reconnect, my tunnel was caved. Whoever that was, they're good. I'm not going to risk going back in anytime soon. P.S. Consider my debt paid. This is the last time I do a job without the money up front. From Zero Cool, Planet Hack. Hack the planet. To M. Reed from Rebecca Downey, paternity test. Hey, Megan, I know you had some questions about the files I sent. Sorry about all the graphs earlier. That sample was nothing short of groundbreaking. I got excited. I don't suppose you can tell me where you got it? Short answer to the original breakdown I sent is this. Yes, the DNA samples are remarkable, and we are unbelievably lucky to catch the reason why. We're working with VersaLife's new chaos model, Genomatrix, which is trying to apply fractal mathematics to the study of genetic mutation. In essence, we've been trying to predict the future of human evolution through using past mutations stored in the database of our mitochondria, which is passed uninterrupted from ancestrally through our mothers, gives us an accurate and universal roadmap for our common past. Thing is, the sample you sent fits one of our evolutionary models of the future. We're talking about someone who's headed the genetic curve by one step, maybe two. Do you know what this could mean for medicine alone? You have a living, breathing Nobel Prize in your hands. The thing is, I can't tell you if this is a natural leap in evolution or something done to the mother while the baby was in vitro. Do you know that this person's mother had no such mutations? The mitochondria don't lie. Thanks, keep digging. I had a friend at the GeneView Labs run the test off the records, like you asked. Does your subject know that neither of his parents are his birth parents? That surprised me. The mother was sterile, according to those old medical records I dug up, but his dad carries no common phenotypes either. See for yourself. Probability of parentage, 0. Adam Jensen, born March 9th, 1993, or September 3rd, 1993. No, it's March 9th, 1993. Questionable. So that would make him 93, 97 is 4 years. He's 34. He's 34 years old. Okay. Radford, I strongly advise you not to. I've heard enough, and I'll have nothing to do with White Helix. The less I know, the better, and I would advise you to follow suit. In fact, consider your contractual obligations fulfilled. This investigation is over. I'll get in touch to organize the rendering and payment of bills for your service. This is from David Seraph. I thought this was pretty interesting. I'm going to start digging around more on... digging around for some more info on this White Helix Labs. Could lead to a big break in the case behind our mysterious boy wonder. It wasn't easy, but I finally backtraced some of Margie and Arthur Jensen's past through their medical files. Arthur Jensen had enough connections through his old Desert Storm buddies turned security consultants to have certain records pulled, which is why the family is a ghost. But he couldn't hide Margie's records. For a period of 8 years, Arthur relied on the insurance policy of his then-employer, White Helix Labs, to pay for his wife's medications. She was on antidepressants since 14 and needs regular prescriptions. When White Helix Labs burned down, all its files and employment records were lost and the Jensens stayed invisible mostly. Here's the thing. 1 minute Adam doesn't exist, and the next the Jensens have themselves a bouncing and healthy 5-year-old. That's when they pulled their vanishing act. So, on a hunch, I sniffed around some more, and sure enough, Jensens had tried adopting kids from several Michigan agencies, but Margie was deemed unfit as a parent. Next thing you know, they have Adam. There's no real trail saying how he was placed in their hands. Got a tip for you on that case you're working. There's a woman named Michelle Walters. She worked at that lab you mentioned, White Helix. She was a nurse and good friends with the Jensens, particularly Arthur. She's living in Detroit now in Brooklyn Court. It's just one problem. According to my initial probes, she's senile. I've always had a way with the ladies. Maybe you can coax some information from her. And this is why you get security level 5. Boop. Actually, we're going to want to grab that too. Yep, that's why. Fortify. Grab. That's going to take a little bit. Nuke.
Access grant.
Hey, money. Revolver ammo. Photographs. And an ebook. Fire destroys White Helix Labs. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, so yeah, Adam just found out that his parents are not his parents. Because he sure as fuck didn't know anything about this. But here's the really amazing thing about this game to me. Any other game, this would immediately become like the A plot. Like, he'd be like, my parents aren't my parents? They got me from a lab? What the fuck? It's like, yeah, that's an important thing, and he's gonna drop everything to investigate that. No, this is a side quest. You never have to do this. Canonically, he totally does, but this is not something that you have to do. And that amazes me. Wait, how do I get up? Alright, okay. But basically, and all of this is implication because it's never super spelled out, Adam was developed in a lab to be augmentation friendly. To be somebody that could have a whole ton of augmentations and survive, as opposed to people who need neuropathy. That's who Adam is. He's still a normal person, but that's why David Seraph is able to rip off all of his limbs and call it good. Hello.
Did I leave my door open? Wait, you're not from Rolling Mills. You're too handsome to be from Rolling Mills.
No, I'm not. Mrs. Michelle Walters, is it? My name's Adam Jensen.
No. You much too old to be him. You must be from Rolling Mills. And please, it's Miss Walters.
Brent Radford sent me. Do you remember him? He's a detective.
Yes, lovely gentleman. He still has my photos of Adam when he was a baby. Oh, could you be a dear and fetch them for me? I forgot who has them, though.
Are these the photographs?
Oh, yes.
I think if you go back and talk to Radford, he'll tell you the key to the safe, too.
I haven't seen Adam Jensen in
if you haven't killed him.
Long time. Forever, it seems. Such a happy baby.
Miss Walters, can you tell me about the boy in those photos?
The boy in those photos? Adam. Tragic, really, what happened to his parents. His real parents.
His real parents?
They died in that fire. Horrible, really. I was there. At least those other cribs were empty. I only had to save Adam.
Mrs. Walters, I really need you to focus. What are you talking about?
Why, I already told that nice detective all this already. About the experiments and the fire at White Helix Labs. We knew Adam was special. That's why his parents started the fire. So they didn't do the same thing to the next batch of babies.
So Adam's real parents were trying to protect him. But from what?
Why, from the conspiracy, of course. But I've said too much. Would you be a dear now and go fetch my dinner?
I don't think you can actually use pheromones on her.
Walters, please. I know it was a while ago, and remembering all the details might be hard, but do you think you can try and focus for a minute? What did you tell the detective?
Well, Mr. Radford and I spoke about many things.
I think she's a beta.
But don't you have meals to deliver? And where is my dinner?
Alright, let's try this.
I would love to hear more about the boy in those photographs.
Such a polite, handsome young man.
So if you don't have the Casey mod, you can't get all the information.
Adam. Jensen was never really his last name, you know. We only gave that to him after the fire.
Fire?
At White Helix Lab. That's where Adam's real parents worked. At least I think they were his parents. All those babies, the gene therapy they went through. Adam was special.
Special? How?
He survived what they did to those babies. He was one of a kind. Then, when we heard they were going to use him to inoculate the next batch of infants...
Wait, what were they doing to the babies?
I wish I could remember. I was just part of a nursing staff. But Adam's parents, they started the fire. Yes, I remember that. They asked me to hide Adam. Then they started the fire. Poor things. They never got out in time.
So they started a fire at White Helix Labs. And you hid me.
No, not you,
Not
dear.
you, dear.
Adam Jensen. Or at least I think that was his name. Well, I gave him to the Jensens to raise. They were a lovely couple.
Miss Walters, my Adam's real parents, who were they?
I'm sorry. What were we talking about? Oh, when are them Rolling Mills people gonna get here with my dinner?
So you can try to get her to focus again, but it doesn't work.
Thank you for your time, Miss Walters.
Oh, before I forget, if you see Adam, could you please give him this? It's for all the birthdays and Christmases I've missed. I've been saving them.
So you can take it, and it's money. But, I mean, fucking hell, that's just taking advantage of a senile old lady.
You've done enough for him, Mrs. Walters. I'm sure he'd want you to keep the money.
So nice of you. Like Mr. Radford and Adam. You know, they called him a genetic marvel. He was ahead of his time. They was hoping to tear out so much from his DNA, but we stopped him. Oh, yes, we did.
Let Mrs. Walters rest.
Pritchard, I need you to assign a temporary security detail to an apartment on Brooklyn Court until I can figure out a more permanent solution. The woman's name is Walters, Michelle Walters.
Security detail? What the hell, Jensen? Who is this woman?
She's family, but she's vulnerable. I'll explain later. Just do this for me, please. And not a word to Sarah. Can I trust you on this, Pritchard?
Christ, Jensen. All right. I'll do it. But there better be a damn good reason for this.
There is. I'll fill you in next time I see you. But right now I need to get back to work. And Pritchard, thanks.
Yeah.
And that's the end of that entire quest line. Never brought up again. He's just like, yep, I was born in a lab. My parents killed themselves trying to save me from being somebody else. My adopted parents are dead. They weren't actually my real parents. They never told me the truth, and I'm a genetic marvel 2 steps ahead of the DNA curve for evolution. Moving on. It's like, holy shit, what?
What's your...
My pleasure is for you to take this machine pistol, because I don't want it. Thank you.
Sir, why are you out on the street? Stay out of the way.
Alright, so there are other side quests to do, but they aren't actually unlocked until you go do the next bit of this. Boop.
Streets are under control. There's still some cleanup to do at Seraph Plaza.
Yeah, no shit. No better, the myth of human augmentation. I don't know, I think I'm pretty awesome. Really? Wow! God, my wife just dissed me like, whoa!
Seems to be under control in the convention center. And Taggart? He's on stage now. His protection is deep. Only those with VIP passes can get by the guards.
We'll just
What?
stay here and make sure none of those hooligans try to sneak in the back door.
Jesus. That was fucking harsh. Alright. Oh, man. Oh, now I feel bad. Alright. Next time on Character Select, we're going to confront Bill Taggart in front of a lot of people and convince him to tell us the truth, whether he wants to or not. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure to click that like button down below if you liked it. And, when you find out your secret past, always make sure to just set that shit aside so that you have some real work to do.